Well, I'm sure everyone is speculating that this is an attempt or the first step in a process of perhaps ending the Mueller investigation. I must confess I'm somewhat disappointed. I think Jeff Sessions, probably more than any other cabinet official, carried out the president's policies that he campaigned on and promised the American people. Yet, on the other hand, when you serve in this position, you do so understanding that you serve with the pleasure of the president. And when the president no longer has the pleasure in your service, then you leave. And that's apparently what happened today.
What do you make of the timing so soon after the midterms?
There was already, of course, as you know, speculation about Jeff Sessions' tenure, and I think that there was even a comment, or maybe from the president or the chief of staff, that nothing would happen before the midterms. And so you make the decision as to when is, if to make a change. Then the question is when, and I think there was a calculation made that as soon as the midterm is over, they would make the change. The truth of the matter is, I think if you're the President of the United States and you're unhappy with your cabinet official, it makes you look weak if you're constantly criticizing that official publicly. So I think the President, if he feels that strongly about Jeff Sessions, then he rightly made the move today, although I'm not sure that I agree with the fact, with the decision. I feel for Jeff Sessions. This is a very prestigious position as a lawyer, and obviously I think he did a pretty good job.
So what happens now, Mr. Gonzales? Matt Whitaker is going to come in as interim, acting, Attorney General until President Trump names his replacement. Theoretically, he could fire Mueller and get rid of the probe, couldn't he? Is that likely?
Yes, I think theoretically he could as the acting Attorney General. I'm somewhat surprised at the pick, given all the responsibilities that the Attorney General and the acting Attorney General have to discharge. I don't know that much about Mr. Whitaker's background and experience, but as a general matter, you want to have someone who's wise, someone who has great experience, someone who has credibility within the department. There are a lot of senior, seasoned veterans in the department. And I think you send a very important signal by selecting who's going to serve as acting. So we'll have to wait and see. I understand he's made some comments recently or written something recently about perhaps the Mueller investigation should be curtailed or limited. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen.
What would be the reaction on Capitol Hill if something like that happened, if the wheels went in motion in that direction? John Harwood mentioned the prospect of a constitutional crisis. And how far does this go?
I'm not sure it's a constitutional crisis. The acting Attorney General would have the constitutional authority to make a change. And so I wouldn't say it's a constitutional crisis. You may have a political crisis, and there may be serious political repercussions to the president, but that's only if, in fact, the Senate views it as a political crisis as well, because in the end, the House can only do so much. It's going to require the cooperation of the Senate to do more. As to whether or not this would rise to a high crime and misdemeanor that would give the basis for impeachment, who knows? But I think we're a long way from a constitutional crisis. But nonetheless, I think we should pay attention. I hope the Congress pays attention to what's going on at the Department of Justice. It really pains me, the thought that the department is, under such speculation or concern or worry about the ongoing work of the men and women there who go to work every day to serve the American people.